Okay, trusty little stick thing. Okay, I'll give it a few. I don't know if I should read any of my poetry till people come on. This isn't my usual time, but I'm trying to get on here. So, I don't know how my sound is. Someone there can tell me. Is it okay? Pop out? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Where is the chat? Okay, let's see if I can move this over here. And then pop out this chat if I can do it. Oh, now it's on this side. Over here then. Then I can't see how many people are here, if anybody's here. Not that it matters because they don't put up the right thing anyway. Shoot. But this way I could read the chat better. So let's see how this goes. Okay, can somebody tell me if my sound is okay? I don't know if I can turn it up louder. There's someone right on the other side of this thing, so I can't be too loud. So who's here can help me with this? Here we go. Oh, there you are. Hi there. Is it okay to say your name? You can hear me okay? Wow, I don't know what to do. It was doing all kind of weird stuff before I actually got this far. Like, I don't know if it's just out of date. It's been working okay, and now all of a sudden it's not working. It's took forever for me to just get this up here. And I'm a tech tard, so I'm not very good at this. Okay. Is that better, the sound? I turned it up a little bit. I just don't want to. This is a soundproof booth, but because I have the way I have my giant computer, it's a laptop, but it's huge. It's one of those Cosmeo ones. It's pretty old, and I still have Windows 7 on it, and it's up to 11 now or something. Okay, how does that sound? But the thing, I have the cord is keeping the door open a little bit, so it's not as soundproof as it could be. So I thought maybe we could pick up where we left off if you want to keep talking about whatever we were talking about in there. Keep it going. Okay, is the humming noise, is it still making that noise? Okay. Okay, I wonder if it helps if I turn it up. If the more I turn it up, the humming goes down. No, that's going to be is that too loud? Is that okay? That I have it almost all the way up to whatever. Okay. How's that with the humming now? Because I just put it almost, oh shoot, what happened here? Now I lost the chat. Oh my God. Okay, here it is. Restore chat. All right, shoot, I had it over here. Now it popped out of that. How do I get it back? Oh my God. It's got to give me all these problems, right? All right, it's up here. Okay. All right, now I can see it. Good. Okay, so I turned it almost all the way up, so it probably overrides the humming noise. And oh, shoot. There we go. Okay. Now, no, every time I hit that, it keeps knocking it off. Okay, I got it. All right, I guess I'll just leave it there. I wanted the pop-out chat, but messing with me here. Okay. So what I wanted to actually talk about was, I was going to mention, I'm going to make a whole video just to do the plasma and tell people kind of how to approach it. Because a lot of people are really confused about how much to take, how much salt to put in, what kind of salt, what kind of water, whatever. I mean, ideally, you could just go get it from the ocean and just dilute it down with water to, purify as best water as you could get. But the water is getting hard to find now because it's so corrupted and everything everywhere. So, like, the bottled water is like, I mean, aside from the plastic, it's leaching out of it. And they're adding lithium to the bottled water now. To 126 brands have that lithium in the water, but they're not listing it in their stats under their thing. Like Brita and Pure both have their filters are adding aluminum up to, like, I don't know, 30 some percent or something like that. Probably 33, I'm sure. So, and it says it right on their site. And I even have I have a screenshot of the actual stats from the site. I think it's probably the British site, showing that it's, and a couple other brands and stuff, like I think they're saying that the best one is so far is Zero. Is this muted? Holy crap.
Is this muted?
Oh, that's annoying me.
Is this muted?
Oh my God. This is doing something weird. Wow, this is doing something bizarre here, and I don't know how to do it, because when I unmute it, can you hear me right now? Somebody tell me if you can hear me. Because when I unmute it, it's just giving me feedback. It's not. All right, I need somebody to help me here. Tell me what it's doing, because I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, when I try to unmute it. It's just feeding back. It's just. I don't know how to stop this feedback coming. Like, everything I'm saying is coming back to me. Shoot. Okay, did you hear me explain so far what I said about the water? Okay, you can get it from. Is it okay? Can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me, so I don't just go on babbling if you can't hear me. Okay, good. So the water you can get from, like, well, I'm near the ocean here, and but I still have to find a place, because it's like rocky and everything, trying to get to the water where I need to go, like, harvest it. And then I just add water back to it. You could add distilled water then, because you already have all those minerals from the salt that's in the water. But if you just drink water, plain water or distilled water especially, is going to leach the minerals out of you. So it's counterproductive to drink distilled water unless you put the salt in it. Then it's fine. But other than that, and as far as the salt, amount of salt, I think you just go by your body weight, and that's how much water you would drink. So I weigh, like, I'm a little over my normal weight. I'll just round it up to 140. So I need to drink 140 ounces of water a day. So if you weigh 164, that's how much. Wait, is it 164? It's 128 is 1 gallon of water, right? 64 and 64 is 128. So if you weigh 128, you just drink a gallon of water with the salt in it. and the amount of salt. I'm going to make a whole video just for this only, just a short video, just encapsulating the plasma of water, which is part of the SHP, the self healers protocol. But I'm just talking strictly about the water and not the food right now. I'm just trying to get that out there for people. So whatever your weight is that's how many ounces of water a day you would drink in water that is salted for each. Okay, so it's down to each quart or liter, which is there are a couple ounces difference, but it's close enough. So you put in 1.5 teaspoons. So saying that 1 teaspoon is 6 grams, I'm just going to go by grams instead of the teaspoons, because people are getting so confused with the teaspoon. They don't even know that teaspoons and tablespoons. I'm going to have actual teaspoons and tablespoons to show people, to compare them, that what they are. It's not just like silverware, like a teaspoon to make your stir your tea. These are specific amounts, like 2.5 milliliters per half teaspoon, because I put 3 half teaspoons in my pint. For my first drink in the morning, I do 2 pints, which is a quart or a liter, or almost a liter and a half. And you drink it until it gives you the runs, and that's what you need. You stop when you do that. You keep drinking it throughout the day, but your first morning drink, I drink 1 liter to 1.5 liters, and I'm going to use liters and quarts interchangeably. And so I drink that until it brings on, the whole, and then every day I do this, so it's cleaning out any toxins I did from the day before. And I'm not as toxic as most people because I avoid so much of the food, and people don't have any idea what they're consuming. They're just taking it. This is in my opinion, is the major WEA pawn that they're using against people, because people have to eat. They think they have to eat. They're programmed to eat. So I don't know. I eat very little, but it's still more than I want to eat, because I want to be totally get off of food if possible. And then I just and in addition to, I drink a gallon of water a day pretty much, but then I also drink another quart liter of raw milk, which counts as plasma too. It is plasma, but it actually has nutrients in it. So that's where I get my major calories, from the dairy and protein. And like once a week, I have like a steak or something like that. I can't really afford it because the steaks I was getting were already like $29.99 a pound, and they went up to $49, $50 a pound for tenderloin. And I get that because it's easier for me to chew, because I have missing teeth and I have TMJ, which is kind of going away. It just had a little bit of a attack of that. And then I put on the shungite. I wrapped the thing around my jaw and put it right on my jaw where it was hurting. And I left it on for, I don't know, maybe an hour. While I was sleeping, I had it on. And I was able to wear it. And then in the morning, when I took it off, it wasn't hurting anymore. So I don't know if that did anything to it or not, but the pain was gone. And it's still gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. So I wasn't sure if it was in my bone or muscle, or if it was, like the tendon, the TMJ, transmandibular joint, that's what it stands for, is the joint was like locking up on me. And now it seems to be fine. But then on the other hand, I was afraid that I was getting a toothache, and it might have been a cracked tooth or something. But I think my teeth are healing up from all the mineralization I'm doing with all this water I'm drinking every day. I drink at least a gallon of water a day with the sea salt, and I'm trying to find the best sea salt I can get. I don't use Himalayan. I don't trust it. I just feel like it's corrupted somehow, and that maybe some of them are adding pink dye to it to make it look like Himalayan salt. So I'm still fluctuating between French gray sea salt and some Celtic salt I still had left. So I'm taking the um, the water, I fill it up. This is almost a liter, not quite a liter, but it's close enough to a liter. So I drink three, like two of these a day, and then four of the little pints because I like double dose that, and I put in an extra half a teaspoon into my morning drink on purpose. So I'll just make a separate video for that and specific with the exact amount of measurements, like the grams. So if it's I'm saying 6 grams per teaspoon. So then a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So that would be like 18. But one of these takes 1.5, which is like 9 grams in that much. But then in the morning drink, I use that much, like almost that much in a pint. And I drink like those till I get. Yeah, I heard you saying that. Yeah, I have one that I was going to sell because I can't even use it because I'm living in my RV and I don't have any electricity to run it. So I have to kind of get rid of things and scale down and try to be as minimal as possible for space and also for weight in my car in the RV pulling the weight. I'm only getting like 6 or 7 miles to a gallon. That's ridiculous. It's almost like $1 a gallon, 75 cents, I think, or something like that, a gallon to drive. Oh, really? Oh, you know what I was thinking about? Like, because we're both in Washington, but you're further south, and you were saying how cold you were getting. I was getting really cold too. Um, Maybe because it's getting a little bit warmer now that they're more active. But when I was, um, like this past couple weeks, I went from freezing cold, like you were saying, you were always cold, like, and then like an hour or two later, I'm sweating. It's like freaking one extreme to the other. So I don't know. I'm like now I'm sweating, but I mean it's kind of nicer out now. I mean it's been raining. Did it was it raining the last few days? It was just clearing up, and then the rain came again. So it's just like always raining up here, and I guess it's always raining down there too. But I don't know if it's further north makes it colder. Yeah, just like all in the same day, not like just one day and then the next day. It's within the same day, like a couple hours later is like the total extreme opposite. So, I mean, you can't tell me they aren't messing with the weather. I've been noticing this for like many years, this weather change. Same day. It's like it was like 2 different times of the year in one day. It's weird, crazy shit. but um but I've been luckily it's been kind of nice sleeping weather when it's a little cooler like that. And I have my down comforter. So it's like really light, but it keeps you really warm. I have a summer one and a winter one. So, like when it gets hotter out, you could still keep it and it reflects back your body heat basically. So, but it's been nice and cool. So it's been nice. I like it when it's sort of like that, not so hot to sleep in. But I'm sure it's going to get to that extreme at some point pretty soon. So, so what have you noticed about the bees and the hornets? Are they stinging or doing anything weird like like the animals in general, or like acting real freaky, and like some of them are like not afraid of people anymore and they're just attacking people? I don't know. I've seen some reports where, different animals are just literally going after people. But I don't know. In my area up here, there's been black bear um, sightings a couple different ones in a couple, but in the same general area. So not sure where they're coming, but these animals are just literally coming out of the woods, out of the woodwork, out of the woods, or wherever, and they're just coming onto. They're sitting on people's lawns and stuff, just casually, just kicking back like they never did before. Yeah, I noticed that. Now, some people were talking about how the birds were like cutting in front of them when they're driving. Just and I really didn't notice that, but as soon as somebody said that and other people were agreeing that it was happening to them, I said, "I'm gonna have to pay more attention." But I don't know if it's because I was paying more attention or if it just because my attention went there that all of a sudden these birds are all like flying in front of my car. Do you have that happening where they're almost, I mean, I haven't gotten so close that I hit one, but there are like swooping down in front of me in the, like closer to my windshield. So I don't know if they were doing that and I wasn't noticing it, but I think just because I noticed it, it's happening. Just like I'm creating that. Oh, hi there. Collecting unfiltered news to service. Collecting unfiltered news tube service. Interesting name you got there. Never really commented on it. How you doing? So I used to see a lot of squirrels, but I haven't seen them much lately. But then in our neighborhood too, they started. Uh, I have this neighborhood app on there that shows what's going on. People are bitching about whatever, and a couple people posted these squirrels that are like dark, not maybe not quite black, but dark brown, and then they got these big blonde tails, like anomaly. I don't know. I've never seen them before like that, but it's like the animals are starting to have these freaky different qualities. Now maybe they've always existed, but I never saw one before. But they're kind of cool. They're pretty with the blonde tail like that. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of on the road. Not. I'm living on the road. I'm still staying in the RV, but I'm not traveling on the road because I can't even afford the gas to do that. It's just, if I'm only getting 6 miles to a gallon, I'm not going to get very far. It would be a fortune to travel like that. Like before in my vehicle, I was getting like 20 some miles to a gallon on the highway, at least 20, and then maybe like 17 or 18 in the city. But, and I can't leave until I deal with this RV and get rid of it or do whatever I have to do and get another vehicle to replace it. So I'm trying to save up money to get a, what do you call it? I want a preferably white in a 90s um, full size cargo van, like conversion van. So that's my goal, and I'm just putting it out there. And now I don't know. I have a friend that wants to help me like fix up the RV somehow, like make it. It would be like the way he describes it is would be like a box truck or whatever you call them, like a step van. But I don't know. I mean, I'd have to invest a couple $100 and I need a battery. That's another probably a couple $100 for that. The last battery I got was 250, but that's a different battery for, I don't even know what it's doing, but it just wrecked the whole front and part of the side of the RV is like all damaged and it ripped out some of the electrical and wiring and stuff like that. But then just a couple days ago, I realized I found out that I still had my speakers were still working in there, so I was able to put on the play a CD. Like I had Bob Dylan blasting in there, and I didn't even know I could do that. So that's kind of cool because I like to dance, and I wanted to make a dance video too, where I just do like interpretive dance, but make it into like an exercise session where people can dance along with it. They can do it to their own ability, however, but it would be more like a dancer size type thing. So, but I need somebody to videotape it for me. I'm trying to get my daughter to do it for me because she's a photographer actually. So hopefully she can make me do this, help me do this. But the other thing I have to be concerned with, and I don't know if anybody knows how to deal with this, is the copyright issues and dealing with that. Because I got a copyright strike once before, and it wasn't even for what I was doing. It wasn't like I added the music. It was like in the background of something else that was going on. And I got a copyright strike, and it wasn't even really part of my video. It was just background noise. So I don't know how to get around that and how to know which which ones which music I can play, if there's a place where you look it up or do. I don't know how to do this. So I mean, I don't want to get any more strikes than necessary. I mean, I've had my share, and luckily they get spaced out enough. So, I think they give you, like, you're only allowed 3 within 90 days or something like that. Anybody know about that? The gas here is like 4.50, I think, something like that. No, it's not quite five. It was almost hitting $5, but then now it kind of backed off a little bit, so that's kind of good. I remember when gas was 28 cents a gallon back I guess that was the early 70s. And then they had the gas wars, and it went down even cheaper, but didn't stay at that rate. And there was all these lines backed up to get gas. It was crazy. I think it went down to like 9 cents a gallon. That's crazy. Where are you? And how much is gas where you are? Oh gosh, I don't know. Hmm. Collecting. Where are you? I know where infinity is, but I don't know where you are. So I don't know. This is probably maybe not the best time of the day. I mean, this is when I used to do it, but I used to do it on Sundays. But then I lost my ability to do it because I have to have Wi-Fi, and I have to be able to plug in my um this dinosaur of a laptop. This laptop here's the dimensions. Look, it doesn't even fit into the screen. The screen is way smaller than this. So it's like a foot and a half wide and about a little over like a foot deep or so, and it's really heavy. It's more like a desktop replacement than an actual laptop. It's just so heavy. It's hard for me to carry around. Right now I'm super weak just because I'm going through so much heavy detoxing, and it's just wiping me out. It's like I can hardly do anything. Luckily, I can still sleep. I do like wake up during the night, and these glasses are gonna drive me crazy. Um, but it used to be where I would wake up, be up for an hour or 2 hours trying to get back to sleep. But luckily, I'm still waking up a couple times during the night, but I'm able to get back to sleep. So I'm just really grateful that I'm able to sleep. And I try to get down as early as possible so I can have, in case I do wake up and stay up for a couple hours. I'm usually down by 9 o'clock and asleep by 9:30, before 10 anyway. So, and I don't know if I know other people are having problems sleeping. So, but I don't do any kind of stimulants. I don't have caffeine. I don't have nicotine. I don't eat after. I usually quit eating. Let me see. Yesterday I I was eating at 3 o'clock, so I was done by 3:30, quarter to 4, and that's the end of my eating until like 9 o'clock the next day, and then I'll break my fast then. So I've gone from doing 14 hours to like 16 or more hours a day without food. I'm trying to get off of food, period, so and only eat, a minimal amount of the best food I can find. And I don't shop in the supermarkets. I call them stupid markets now. They everything in there is almost everything in there is just garbage. Everything has chemicals in it. The only things I buy at the supermarket are I get my raw milk, so I'm grateful for that. They have raw milk where they have 3 different kinds of raw milk too, and raw cheese. And most supermarkets do have raw cheese. You just have to look for it. There's a couple different brands out there. One of them's Gracier's, and I forget the other ones, but there's a few of them, and they have quite a few of them at Fred Meyer's. I saw because they have a big cheese section, and it says like on the little cards they have down the side, it'll say if it's pasteurized or raw. So I just look for raw ones so I can get a little variety. But the kind that I get, just at this local one, is good enough. And then I make grilled cheese sandwiches sometimes. But I'm trying to quit the bread, so I'm having a hard time with the bread. And I only buy this local, like homemade sourdough bread. It's like so good. And then I make it last for at least a week. Like just have like 2 little pieces a day or something like that, and make it last as long as that, because it causes me to like blow up just from the yeast. It's not added yeast, but it's the yeast from the sourdough culture that does it. So okay, so you're not going to tell me where you are and how much your gas is? Are you gone? I can't tell who's still here or not. I mean, the whole thing is sometimes it says 0 and people are talking to me, so I really never know if that's right or not. But thanks for showing up. And I don't know if I'm making noise now because the lady's looking at me. I don't know if I should get off of here. So, I have it for a little bit longer, but it doesn't seem like anybody's showing up. I don't even know if anybody's even here now. And nobody's responding, so I don't know if it's me. Okay, back to tab. Okay, everybody stopped talking to me, so I don't know if anybody's here, even though it's showing that there are people here, but I don't really know. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't like it when I go on a live and then the person having, whether they're alone or with someone else or multiple people, a panel or whatever, especially if they're just one person themselves or having a conversation and they don't look into the chat and respond to people. It's just, what's the point in having it live? You might as well just make a video and put it up if you're not going to interact with the chat. So I always like to interact with them, and I like channels that do. And just today, somebody that I follow that I like listening to normally, but they just started talking like in the second person, which a lot of people are doing. They're saying you. They start off saying I, like it's their experience. And then they start saying, when I do that, you, like it's me doing it. It's not me. It's like, keep it on you, keep it in the I. Don't say you, using the, like you're talking about yourself. You is the person you're talking to. And he or she is the person you're talking about. If it isn't yourself, then there's the 3, persons: first person, second person, third person. So when they start saying that you have to this and you have to that and you, they're like preaching to the choir and yelling, why if you're going to keep doing this, then you're going to, this is going to it's like, no, I ain't doing none of that. Who are you talking to? Like, you're preaching to the choir, and then if you are talking like that, and you're talking to these other people, not the choir, the people that need to hear it, the people that are dumbed down and ignorant, the ones that need it aren't going to want to listen either, because of the way you're yelling at them for doing these stupid things. So you're either insulting the people who follow you, who are open to what you have to say, or you're yelling at people who are already closed down and don't want to hear the truth, too hard to hear. So either way, you're losing your audience. So I'm not going to mention any names, but and I will tell the person to come here and listen to what I said, so maybe they can understand it better. It's a young person, but he's very knowledgeable. He's very open and seems to know a lot of what's going on for how young he is. So, um, anyhow, I don't know. I'm probably talking to myself here. I can't even tell anymore. So I think I will probably just shut this down and then maybe try again another tomorrow, or I don't know if it's better time if I go earlier in the day. Maybe I should try doing that. I haven't done morning live streams, but I could try it and see how it works and go from there. So you could leave a comment under the video saying like if you have a day or a time that works for you, put it down, and then I'll just take into consideration what everybody says and try to do it from there. Because I mean, my schedule's pretty open. I only have a few things that I do during the week. I have my showers is like my main thing. And then every other week I have laundry I do, so I just have certain things I have scheduled times for, but most of the time I'm pretty open and I can be more accommodating to people who would, have a preferred time what works best for them. So anyhow, so I don't know if maybe I'll try somewhere like 1 o'clock or something, noon, one, like in the middle of the day, and see how it goes from there. Okay. Much love, y'all. Take care. Stay smiling.